All right. Looks like that's the last part done. Hopefully this can get me out of this place and get to Master 1 finally.
Seconds and counting. Astronauts report it feels good. T-minus 11, 10, 9. Ignition sequence start. 6, 5,
Boil, 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 boil.
0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
What do you mean you've never heard of Drytrons? Drytrons are insane! They can summon the entire constellation at once, create some of the biggest guys I've ever seen, and if you're lucky, maybe they can Z-summon. We'll start off with level 1 names: Alpha, Beta, Gamma, Delta, and Zeta, with also new 2 over there. All the non-ritual names cannot be normal summoned or set, but Alpha to Zeta all share the same effect, attributing one Drytron name or a ritual monster from your hand or field to special summon themselves, along with doing one extra thing with the summon.
Oh god, gee, Beta, I don't know why Mom likes Alpha and Zeta more than us.
Alpha lets you add a ritual monster, Beta lets you return one banished Drytron back to the graveyard, Gamma summons a second Drytron from grave with himself, and Delta lets you draw one by revealing a ritual monster or spell from hand, and Zeta, of course, adds a ritual spell. New 2, the weird stepchild of the group, can also summon himself if you control a Drytron card on the field, but he gets banished when he leaves the field. And when he's summoned, you can add a Drytron monster to hand, but he also, locks you into machine rituals. I'm sure that won't come up. All of these somehow little guys create the backbone for this deck, using all of them and their dads to create an amazing deck plan that can infinitely create advantage in every different way. Speaking of the big guys, we have one more non-ritual name to talk about. And such a badass name for an Ursatron card. If you control a Drytron or a Sartic monster, no, we're not talking about them, you can summon this card from the hand, then add an Ursartic or a Drytron spell trap to hand. These are the little guys. These are what your big main piece of the combo is. This is what all these guys do. They all mash each other together in different ways to try and end on the same outcome. That is your goal. It is connect the dots type of deck with the names. However, there's a little bit more to them. With our Xyz department, we have Mu Beta Fafnir, the actual battleship to the Drytrons. You can use material for a ritual summon, and you can negate a spell or trap by detaching a material if you have a ritual monster on field. And when it's summoned, you can send a Drytron card to the graveyard. You would think he's just an easy 3 material for a big ritual, but you actually want to keep 1 material on him because of that spell and trap negate. At most using 2, just using him as a free body, mostly in case your opponent has like a dark hole or something, kind of scary. And then finally, the dads. Medionis Dragonids, Quadrantids, and DA Dragonids. Regular Dragonids lets you attack every special summon monster once each if you use only 2 monsters for its summon. And then you can pop up to 2 face-up cards during your opponent's turn by banishing up to that many monsters you banished from the grave. Quadrantids cannot be targeted by spell and trap cards or effects, and can destroy all the back row if you use 2 monsters to summon him. And if it's destroyed, you can summon a Drytron monsters from graves that equal up to 4,000 attack. And then Dad over there. He's the largest ritual of the bunch, and he's the most important now. While he's on the field, other Drytrons cannot be destroyed, and he can negate a monster effect by banishing Drytron names in the grave that equal or exceed the attack of the monster twice per turn. Eventually, if it gets destroyed by an opponent, you can ritual summon a monster with 4,000 attack from hand or deck. With all these little guys around, their main goal, hilariously, finding their dad and then getting him to come home to stop Mom from drinking the weird apple juice that she refuses to let us have at 6 in the morning that she's been drinking since 3 last. All right. So now we know what all the monsters do, but what about our spell and traps? Are they important at all, or can we ignore them like the second Pacific Rim movie? Well, Eclipse lets you add a name from grave, and then in another turn after it was sent to grave, you can banish it to give a Drytron you control 2,000 more attack. It's all right, but the big thing that it does, the Drytrons kind of take advantage of already in the grave, so it really isn't needed. Asterism lets you target a Drytron you control and an opponent's monster, make your Drytron lose 1,000 attack, and pop the other monster. Weirdly, it's not played, not from it being bad, but because Drytrons actually do this same thing already as well, with more interesting ways to achieve the same goal. Nova lets you special summon a Drytron from the deck, but pop it during the end phase. This is an incredible starter for the deck. Being able to summon new 2, search Ultimate Bright Knight, search Drytron Fafnir, and it can lead to a bunch of other plays off of that. Fafnir on activation searches a Drytron spell or trap and makes rituals unable to be negated, and once per turn, if a monster is no more special, you can reduce its level by 1 for every 1,000 attack it has. Based on your hand depends on what you search with it. Sometimes it's Nova, sometimes it's one of the trap cards, and sometimes it's even Meteonis Drytron. Meteonis lets you ritual summon any ritual from your hand or grave by tributing monsters whose attack equal or exceed the ritual monster's attack. And then you can make one of your monsters lose 1,000 attack to return the card back to your hand. Finally, we're at the ritual spell, and this is required for like 95% of the brews that you could see with these guys, just because a lot of ritual engine mostly that are used by a lot of worse decks that have a lot worse payoffs. But they are the reason a lot of decks did survive 2020 to 2021. Finally, the traps, Meteor Shower and Meteora Drytron. The former being a Solemn Strike on a summon that returns to the deck instead, and Meteora, which lets you tribute a Drytron monster to return up to 2 banished Drytrons to the hand. Also, if you have Meteonis in hand, you can reveal it and ritual summon a ritual from hand or grave using monsters from your hand or field whose attack equal or exceed that ritual monster's attack. Almost like it's a trap card to ritual summon during your opponent's turn or something.
Why are you gay?
What are you doing, step bro?
Why are you gay?
I'm about to blow. Fuck!
No, God! No, God, please, no! No! No!
But that's not enough for you, is it? You need to know what the best build is for Drytron. You have to have the secret spice to make this a tier 0 super threat, more powerful than Snake Eyes, Tenpai, Other Eyes. Fine. I'll tell you how a real Plat 5 plays Drytron. Blue Eyes, Chaos Max, OTK, baby. Woo, look at him, he's doing it right there, he's doing it right there. He's gonna go put your pockets. I have a Patreon now. I'll be insanely honest here. I have been needing support to keep improving projects like this. So supporting me over on Patreon, even if it's just $1 a month, could help a fuck ton with later projects like this. Of course, you'll also get benefits supporting me over there. Behind the scenes as projects get made, helping me choose what type of videos to make sometimes of the year. Also, just forcing me to make a video sometimes. All this and more is a thanks for supporting me. And let me continuing to make what I want to make.